There's a war machine that weighs as much as 70 full-grown elephants, yet can go from 0 to 60 kilometers per hour in 3 seconds. A machine whose armor can detonate an anti-tank missile before it even reaches it. Today we're counting down the most powerful tanks on planet Earth, the ones that major world powers have poured billions of dollars into just to prove who really rules the ground. Stay with me until the end, because the last tank on this list has something none of the others do. A lot of people think that with drones and smart missiles taking over, the age of the tank is finished. Recent wars have proven exactly the opposite. In today's conflicts from Ukraine to the Middle East, the tank is still the heart of ground warfare. Why? Because no other weapon can do all three of these things at once: move fast, absorb heavy hits, and fire with precision while on the move. That's exactly why the world's biggest military powers spend billions of dollars every year developing next-generation tanks. Now let's get to the list, starting at number 8 and working our way up to the single most powerful tank on Earth. Imagine a country spending 20 years just to build its own tank and ending up with one of the heaviest tanks on the planet. The Arjun is the result of an Indian project that began back in the 1900s and, after decades of delays, finally made it to the battlefield, manufacture. India's Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) and the heavy vehicle's factory weight, around 68 tons, one of the heaviest active tanks in the world, main gun. That 20mm with an advanced fire control system armor, a composite blend developed domestically called Kanchan, philosophically similar to Israel's Chobham armor. Here's the interesting part. The Arjun's massive weight is both a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because it makes the tank incredibly resistant to impact, but it's a curse because many roads and bridges in India simply can't handle that much weight. That's forced the Indian Army to redesign parts of its infrastructure just to accommodate it. A tank so smart it can sense the terrain beneath its own tracks and automatically adjust its suspension in real time, the Type 10 represents Japan's distinct philosophy of weapons design. Light, compact, and packed with technology, manufactured Mitsubishi Heavy Industries weight only about 44 tons, far lighter than its Western rival's standout feature. An active hydraulic suspension system that can raise, lower, or tilt the hull for a better firing angle. Armor modular, meaning armor sections can be swapped out depending on the mission because of Japan's post-World War II legal restrictions. This tank is designed mainly for domestic defense rather than overseas operations, but in terms of technology, it's one of the most advanced in the world. Britain decided to completely rebuild its legendary old tank from the ground up, and the result is a war machine whose gun technology now rivals the Germans, M1A2 Abrams systems and Rheinmetall. The new version is a joint UK-Germany production main gun, upgraded to the German Rheinmetall 20mm smoothbore gun, the same gun family used on the Leopard 2 and the Abrams armor, an updated version of British Chobham armor. Combined with reactive armor, here's something a lot of people don't know. The Challenger 3 was officially planned as the cheapest possible way to bring Britain up to NATO standards, because previous versions used a rifled gun that wasn't compatible with the rest of NATO. This is the only tank in the world with its engine in the front instead of the back. Why? Because its designers decided crew survival matters more than anything else. The Merkava is the product of Israel's unique military philosophy. Crew survival comes first, even at the cost of speed or weight, minutia, Israel Military Industries IME Systems, overseen by Israel's Ministry of Defense Dictive Design. The engine sits at the front, acting as an extra armor layer before a shell could ever reach the crew defense system. Equipped with a trophy active protection system, which detects incoming anti-tank missile and destroys them mid-air before impact. Special feature: a small compartment at the rear can carry infantry troops or evacuate the wounded. The trophy system has proven so effective that the United States is now installing the very same system on its own Abrams, a tank that can cross a river without ever needing to see a bridge, facing the constant threat from North Korea. South Korea built one of the most advanced tanks in the world. Manufacturer Hyundai Rotem standout feature: a hydropneumatic suspension system that lets the tank drive underwater across rivers up to 4 meters deep. Main gun: Service millimeter with a high automatic rate of fire loading system, fully automatic, no need for a human loader, which increases firing speed and reduces crew size. K2 is so advanced that several countries, including Poland, have signed multi-billion-dollar deals for its purchase and joint production. When the war in Ukraine broke out, every European country went looking for one specific tank, and they all wanted the same name: Leopard, Kraus Maffei Wegmann, KMW. A giant of the German defense industry. Main gun: the Rheinmetall 7mm smoothbore gun, a gun that has become NATO's standard armor. Advanced multi-layer composite armor, with reactive armor added in newer variants. Exports: used by more than 10 countries across and beyond Europe, from Finland to Singapore. Many call the Leopard 2 NATO's gold standard because of its extraordinary balance between speed, armor, and firepower. Never too heavy, never too vulnerable. This tank runs on jet fuel, not regular diesel. That means when its engine starts up, it sounds more like a fighter jet than a war machine. Manufacturer: General Dynamics Land Systems engine, a Honeywell AGT Faisceau Pinceau gas turbine, the very same technology used in helicopter and aircraft engines. Armor: composite armor reinforced with depleted uranium, one of the toughest materials ever used on a tank vision system. Third generation thermal cameras that let the crew see targets clearly day or night. Even through thick fog, Abrams delivered a performance during the Gulf War that changed history. In the famous Battle of 73 Easting, American Abrams tanks destroyed dozens of Iraqi tanks without losing a single one of their own. Now let's get to the tank with something none of the others on this list have: an unmanned turret. The Armata isn't just an upgrade, it's a generational leap. With this tank, Russia redefined the very concept of what a tank is. Manufacturer: Uralvagonzavod, the largest tank manufacturing plant in the world. Revolutionary design. The turret is completely unmanned. The 3-person crew sits in a separate armored capsule inside the hull, away from the ammunition and away from direct impact. Main gun: 125mm, with the capability to be upgraded to 152mm in the future. Armor: a next-generation multi-layer composite, combined with the Afghanid active protection system, which can destroy incoming missiles before they hit. The Armata's biggest problem is that due to sanctions and high production costs, only a limited number have actually entered service, and it hasn't been proven at large scale on the battlefield yet. So on paper, it ranks number 1, but in terms of real combat proof, there's still a question mark. Now that we've seen all 8 of these steel giants, here's an important point. None of these tanks is the single best in an absolute sense. Each one was built around a different warfighting philosophy. The Merkava is built for crew survival, the K2 for operational speed, the Abrams for raw firepower, and the Armata for future technology. Real warfare shows that tactical quality, crew training, and logistical support sometimes matter more than the machine itself. If you made it this far, that means you genuinely care about the world of military technology. In upcoming videos, we're going to run direct head-to-head comparisons of these tanks in hypothetical battle scenarios. If you want to know which tank would actually win in a face-to-face fight, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because the next episode is going to be seriously intense.